Hey guys, I just wanted to share a little tool which I've created in my spare time, which is called the BD Engineer, which is a custom backdrop tool for Nuke, which you can use to create backdrops in a very short time and create your own templates or kind of presets for it with your own buttons and modify it with just a few clicks, which comes in very handy when you want to structure your node tree. As an example, I have this little comp over here with a bit of green screen compositing. And just to give you an example how fast this tool is, we can mark those nodes and use it for footage. And maybe this is my key core. All right, over here's my key edge. Just as an example, you can click on them and make them bigger or even smaller with those buttons over here. We can also change the label size or the label text. So maybe I want to update those two backdrops. I can go to label size and I have the first one, which I want to have on 100 and the second one maybe on 200. Just to give you an example how fast you can change the settings over here. And of course also the appearance, all of them with one click. We can play around with the text itself, so we can center it, put it to the left or the right with a few clicks here. And also change it to a custom color. So maybe you have a preset or you used a preset and now you want a different color. Maybe a special color. In this case, I have some lens effects over here. So maybe I choose a default, call it lens effects, make it bigger. And I just want to change the color. I can click on color and choose a random color I want. So this purple as an example. Boom. We have our backdrop over here. What comes in really handy is the settings option over here, where you can create your templates or your presets for the buttons. And we can make some space here and add some of them. And you can add as many as you want. You can also remove them like this. And as an example, I just want to create a test button and choose a color, maybe in the bluish one for this example. And let's write, this is our test backdrop. If you want to, you can choose an icon. You can also install your own icons, but in this case, or the default settings are the Nuke icons. But we will get to there in a second. Let's choose, I don't know, is it a copycat? Just to choose this. And for the label, which will get created automatically, let's write something, write your text. So you can save it on this button, and I will restart Nuke and we will check the results in a minute. We're back in Nuke, and as you can see, we have our nice little test preset over here. If I click on it, this is our text. Worked. Nice. And boom, we have our custom backdrop preset ready to use. If you want to install the tool, you can download it on my GitHub page, and to install it to Nuke, you only have to copy this directory into your .nuke directory and add the plugin path as always when you install a script or a Python tool into Nuke. Just copy this and add it to your init.py. And the tool itself comes with those Python files, which you can also open up and change. For example, in the UI settings, you have quite a few options for the main UI. So we have the size of the buttons and the text, and also which icons the tool should use. So you can change this, make them bigger or smaller. And if you want to use your own icons in your presets, you can delete this comment and comment this part instead, and copy the actual link or the directory link over here, and then you can use your own icons and don't have to use the Nuke default icons. So maybe you have a repository or anything where you share special icons, and if you want to use them, you can do it like this. You also have the option to install this as a callable UI floating window via shortcut or as a dockable panel widget. I like to use it as a widget, which I can call over here into my windows. But maybe you want to use it with a shortcut, so it only appears when you hit a certain combination of keys. And you can activate it right here, and then you have to comment this line and here, and over there you can also define a shortcut. So in this case I use Alt plus B or Option plus B if you're on Mac. That's up to you, but if you want to change how you use the tool, you can rewrite the settings. Last but not least, I've installed a fresh version of Backdrop Engineer, and as you can see, we only have one empty button, which does actually nothing. And this is the starting point for you. If we check our .nuke directory, we now have this buttons config.py, which gets created automatically, and there's only one empty line, which it uses as a starting point. And when we go back to Nuke, we now can create the presets. So as an example, maybe I have a special sequence for a project and I want to create some backdrop presets which I can share with my coworkers to get a better overview through all the scripts when we share different Nuke scripts for better readability. And maybe we have some characters, maybe we have a dragon, and maybe I add some more just to give you a few examples. We have a dragon, and maybe we have a castle, and we have a, I don't know, digital map painting, and export 1 and export 2. And now we can start creating the presets. We have a red backdrop, and the castle maybe is a grayish. You know, just like this. Digital map painting, maybe with a sky or something. We can make it blue. And we have different exports. We have export number 1, which is yellow, and export number 2, which is purple. I don't know if we need a tooltip, but you can write some things over here for better description, so everybody knows when and where to use which backdrop. And of course, we can use icons. We can also leave them empty, so there won't be an icon into the backdrop. Well, just choose a different one. We have the, do we have the export icon? Yeah, that's cool. But anyway, you get the idea. Do your thing, and now write the starting text. So CG dragon comp castle comp sky, and well, export 1 and export 2, maybe it's by default. And now we save it, and I'll be right back in a second after restarting Nuke. So we are right back, and as you can see, we have our custom backdrops over here. And if we double check the buttons config, which was updated after restarting Nuke, we now can see that we have a list of all our button presets. And this is the file which you shouldn't delete and which you can also share across your team or your team members. So all of them have the same backdrops which they can use into the comp. We now can start to work with custom backdrops. And well, we have to write something here. Output. And enjoy comping and structuring our scripts. I hope you enjoyed this quick introduction for the Backdrop Engineer. I would really appreciate your feedback, and if you like the tool or find it useful, be sure to check out the description where you can find the download link. Happy comping, and see you next time.